Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. In our last episode, we started a new series under Update 2 of the Folktails here, and we've made it, well, just barely 13 days in. It's the morning of the 13th day, I think. Or it's the end of the 13th day. I can't remember now. It doesn't matter. And we've destroyed most of the trees that we had available to us at the beginning of the game without building any staircases or anything. There's one randomly growing over there, and we've started growing our own, foresting our own. We'll put another forester up here eventually, I think, to replace these trees with, but that'll be after I build this this staircase here and have a little bit short of a path to there. And then we'll do that after a little while. This one down here is also still working. It's kind of a meh thing. Like, should I really bother with this one down here? What I'll probably end up doing, though, is once this one is cleared out, the last of these trees, which that one's just about done. That one's just about done. That one's just started, so I shouldn't delete that one. Demolish resources. This one here. And this one's obviously ready to go already. Then we will probably just take this one down and move it and put it up back over there. Okay, so we also talked in the chat for yesterday's episode, the premiere chat, about, kind of priorities or... Wait, I don't have somebody working in here? I do not, because I needed to pull them out to make them work someplace else. Maybe we need more people working here, even. I should probably open that spot back up, even though we don't have somebody yet. We have 4 children, so we could probably fill it up pretty quickly. Although I want to kind of wait a little bit to put up another house, because I don't want too many children too fast. Because, I don't know, it makes me nervous. Well, actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually have space for 2 more anyways, so that's fine. Let's see. We also expanded out over here, put our dam in, and we have a drought incoming in 1.6 now days, and this dam will keep the water contained in here so that we keep these trees hydrated all the way back to here, so it'll keep these trees hydrated. But I think some of these will end up dying eventually. Let's get ready to put that path in, although it won't be connected up fully. I'm going to want to put it through here someplace, and then probably put it maybe here. Put the dam right here. So we should probably start having them cut some of these bushes out here now that they've harvested them all. Actually, let's take the oh, we have 2 gatherer flags. That's right. Let's delete one of those gatherer flags. Because we've gathered all the berries that are ripe except for these down here. Let's unpause this one, which actually may or may not... Oh, it does get a worker. Oh, we had a child grow up to an adult. So this one back here will harvest these, and I want to actually have them, as they harvest them, I want to have them chop them down, because I don't really like them being here, so... Let's take out these and those and those. We're going to replace them with carrots. We can also take down... That one's near... Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. I didn't check that one, though. 81, yeah, we'll take that one down, too. I keep right-clicking, and I don't want to right-click because that clears the thing. You can right-click once to clear the active tool, and right-click again to hide that toolbar. And I keep forgetting. Oh, well. So we have 2 people picking carrots now, so we should be able to satisfy the latent hunger of everyone, I hope. We have some other complaining going on here. What's going on? Broken teeth. This is a new feature. I got this far in my test game of this update before I plant trees. Before I quit to start anew. I think it was maples we were planting here. Think so? There we go. Funnily enough, you can't tell. The forester takes a little bit of time to get everything planted up, but that's fine because it takes a little bit of time for everything to grow. So it kind of works the same way, in a way, as the farmhouse does. Like, you want to have just enough fields to where they can... let's delete that one too. To where they can harvest just in time for the time to harvest again, kind of thing. So we'll hopefully get that straightened out soon enough here. Perfect. That's what I want. And that'll be enough carrots for a little while. We're going to eventually put up some other vegetables as well. I don't know about the sunflowers. Those are sunflower seeds. I don't know if that's food or not. But potatoes are definitely food, and then wheat will lead to bread. But we should check out the sunflower seeds and see what happens. I would assume that you would be the ones to chop these bushes, but I guess not. Guess not. Did that tree just respawn? Yeah, maybe. We'll leave it alone for now. All right. Yeah, you can see here they're growing in, and they'll just keep. But then back here we're at 37 already. But these are still growing in, so there's going to be a little bit of time. We're actually going to have some sparse time again. That's not good. That's not good. But until we have stable food, they won't reproduce. So that's also kind of good. We have one tree left for you to chop in the morning, and then we'll clear you out. They came here for their carrots, and they've eaten all the carrots, and they're going after berries now. And now they're complaining about water. We should have plenty of water here. We have 5. Oh, this doesn't have a worker. Uh-oh. That's a problem. That's a problem. Let's take this person out and put them in there. There we go. Until we get another adult that's unemployed, then we can put them back in there. They don't have any trees to chop anyway. They've chopped all but that one. And that one can't be chopped. We have some, let's see here, chestnuts over here. And the birches, we wanted to get down to the birches. We still need more people. So one of the reasons to put the dam in here and keep the water in this area is to keep a water supply for the water pump. Because the water pump only holds 15. And the small water tank only holds 30. And with the drought that's going to last for 2 days, with 16 beavers, well, 12 adults and 4 children. If the math is still the same, that's 12 times 2, which is 24, plus 4, which is 28 water per day. If the math is still true from a year ago. I don't know why I remember that number, but I do. Nope. This one. Why are you not chopping this tree? Is it outside of the zone? It might be outside of the zone. It is. There we go. Then we'll take this out now. I guess I didn't need to mark all that. There we go. And there you go. And now you can retire. Well, this building can retire. We can unpause this one now. We need to make a couple of adjustments to the tree cutting zone here too. This is actually something that I don't know that I really like, because it's, I don't know, the zoning thing here. Like, I get it if you want to reserve, like, you don't want these to chop down because you want to collect the chestnuts from it or something. But other than that, I don't really get why you want this to work this way. They just haven't planted all these yet. Okay, so we have now a drought. As I mentioned, the water disappears from over here, except for that little pool there. Eventually, it'll disappear from here, too. Given enough time, there is an evaporation or absorption rate, or combination thereof. And so you will lose water in those places as well. And then, of course, up here, it's all drought as well. All the way up the channel, back to the sources. So after another 1.2 days, we will have a source of water again. And then we will have plenty of water. But for now, at least, it holds the water in here well enough that we don't have to worry about running low on water, at least. And we made it through a whole day with enough food, so that's good. The berries helped there. And I think once this one gets rid of these 4, I think they're the ones getting rid of these 4 at least. I don't know. It's funny, this one is Azia, and this person is Zilia. Kind of a similar name, but I guess, you know, they're beavers. They're maybe not that creative. But we still don't have anybody unemployed, so we need to wait for that a little bit. What are you complaining about? Your broken teeth. Right, broken teeth. That's what we're going to do. Somewhere in well-being. Oh, I need to set this up too. Let's set up a campfire. Put that here. And then a teeth grindstone. And I think I'm going to put that over here, maybe? Yeah, let's put it right there. And they can actually go and sharpen their teeth or fix their teeth at the teeth grindstone. This is one of the new things since the last time I played, and it's one of the basic needs. So if we go up here, That's one of the things here is broken teeth. There's also wet fur, which I think is also in here. But that requires science, 50 science points, which we do have a lot of science. Actually, we should probably unlock the stairs first before that. Here, 70, yep. Then I can put one of them in here. That's going to require some planks. Yeah, some planks. We have 15, so we're okay. Actually, we don't need anybody working here either, if we're not going to have anybody working there. That's kind of stupid, Wally. But as soon as we have 2 idle people, I'm going to want to take care of that. So these work in 4 days, three carrots every 4 days. I think they eat 2 food. Adults eat 2 food, and children eat 1 food. So right now we also need 28 food per day, which means that we need to have 28 times 4 divided by 3, which is like 40-ish. Yeah, we'll say 40 food a day, or 40 plots, I mean. And we have 4 times more than 10, so we should have plenty of carrots once it all kind of stabilizes for this group. Now, obviously, we're going to have people growing up, and now, of course, we have people available again. Let's unpause this and unpause that. I will put another lumberjack flag over here for the tree farm. We might even want to do some more planting over here, even. But they haven't finished planting this stuff yet, so we'll wait. Yeah, that was a maple. Okay, good. We'll wait. This is actually getting pretty full. We actually have... Oh, drought ended, too. So, the drought doesn't... When the drought ends, the drought doesn't, like, immediately end. It takes a while for the water flow to make it back to where we're at. Just like it took a while for the water to disappear when the drought started. So, they provide the water source. The water starts flowing, and you can see the green space spreading as the water is flowing. Water, there's a range, and it depends on height too, so it's like a 3-dimensional range of the way that the water will make the land fertile. So even here, like, we'd have to cut through here eventually later, blast through here, in order to fill this in if we wanted to have this filled in with water. Or we could do some irrigation tactics also later. There's a couple more of those dams here, or barriers here, but we can't get over here really to break them down. Oh, maybe we can. I guess they could run around this way. And actually, they won't go that far. So never mind. We have to actually set up a colony out here first. But you can see that the water reaches much further when it's only 1 level above the land is, rather than when it's, 2. You can see kind of here, this is 2, or maybe 3, 2. Yeah, 2. So it only reaches this far, whereas here it's reaching, much further, at least there. And then this is at the same level, so it's actually reaching much further out. So you kind of have to keep that in mind too, that your water heights are different. As the water flows, it will back up and flood little bits here. Part of that's the dam, part of that's the rush. So as that water flows, it'll be a little bit of a problem, but they fix it, or it fixes itself eventually. You can see it flooding a little bit again. So we're going to have to, though, eventually, I think, do a little bit of flooding in order to do that aquatic farming. But we'll see how that works as we get the time. So they're making these again. We can probably start with water wheels now, instead of using the power wheel, because power wheel requires a beaver to work it, whereas the water wheel is passive, but it's obviously run on water flow. So let's put 1 in there. They can build it, I think, reaching from here. But I'm also going to want to unlock the height 1 platform when we get to 100. And then I'm going to use that and put a platform right here and then take the stairs down into the water. They did build these stairs, so we could move... Where are you at? 99%. Okay, so we'll chop that tree shortly. Let's see, we should probably do a little bit more building of something. Maybe the other... we don't have any workers, though. Okay, we need workers. Now that we have food, we should start getting some more births again. We did have somebody... Oh, we had somebody born, we had somebody die of old age. So they don't live very long. I guess their age, like when they die... let's see, grown up. They're age 8 already, Vuzumbi. But they were born on day 111. So they only, like... each day is a year for them, or is an age for them, and they only live for like 40 or 50 maybe. I'm not sure. So they don't live for that long, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, they're building that. Okay, good. I mean, we do have 2 people assigned here too, so we could pull one out. But they're doing building and hauling and things like that, so they're actually very useful. Maybe we could build another house just to kind of help encourage some more growth here. Also. And eventually I want to build another inventor. And I'm amused by the fact that the animation for the power wheel is moving the opposite way as the lumber mill, but maybe there's some gearing going on inside there, even though we haven't made gears yet. Who knows? Why aren't they deleting these? Let's go to the prioritization thing instead. Please delete those. Because I'm going to want to plant some potatoes pretty soon. All right, we have one person who is who's idle. We could probably put up another wood gatherer over here, lumberjack flag over here. Although maybe not. Maybe not yet. Let's also set the priority high on these. And then let's also do some path work here. Let's go to high speed here, just to get through the rest of the night. So I think we could probably build another water pump. They produce 0.33 per hour of worked time. They work for 16 hours a day. So that means they produce just over 5 water a day. Wait, that's not right. That can't be right. Or 0.33 hours each. So they produce 3 an hour. So they produce 15 water a day, basically. Or no, I'm sorry. They would produce 48 water a day times 95% productivity. So 40 something water a day, I guess. So maybe we don't need, I guess we don't need another water pump. We might as well not if we don't need it, because we don't need to waste a worker. We're probably better off actually putting in a, I just don't know why they haven't removed these yet. They're in range. Oh, no, they're not in range. Oh, no, they're not. We need to put a road out to them. That's why. Go there, please. And now magically they're in range. There we go. Let's put up another one of these water tanks instead. A small water tank. I think I have a spot right there for you. There you are. And we have 100 science. So let's go ahead and unlock that that platform. Put one there. And then put a stairway right there. And then you do have to path on top of the platforms if you want it to continue. The stairs also almost, or automatically, include a path. They're marked as path, but the platforms are not, because you can build on them. So we don't have one that we can build on. I think you're just about done planting. Yeah, you're just about done. So we should probably put up some more trees over here, maybe. We could do. So we did birch, pine, and maple. We could do some chestnuts over here, I suppose, like that. And then we'll take that one out when it's done. It's fine for now. And then we also should start on a dam over here. I'm going to wait for them to finish this and the house first. Yeah, there they go. They're going to build this now. They've got all the logs delivered. It takes a little while. So you're going to have to be... there it goes. So now we can delete this. We don't need it anymore. We could use it during a drought. But... delete building. Like that. Yes, please. But we don't need it for a while, so I'm going to leave it alone. They built the house real quick. This is next, I think. Yep, they're delivering logs there now. And all of these are in range of that berry gather, and I'm going to move them over here actually too. So let's do that actually. Let's put up a berry gatherer flag. Right, doesn't matter, I guess. In here, one of these two spots. We can also move the lumberjack flag there as well, because they can still reach all of those dead trees over there, and that way we can get rid of this. This over here is kind of a temporary build. Alright, they should be working on the platform and the stairs now. And the reason to go down into the water is... Actually, I wonder if there's a couple of reasons. But the reason to go down into the water is so we can keep building water wheels chained against each other. Or you have to build like a set of platforms or whatever, but I just put them down to the water, and they're fine. They're beavers, for God's sake. They can go into the river. Yeah, this is full already. This will be filled up in a little while. There we go. We don't need more than one right now. This produces... the water wheels are variable in their power production, whereas the power wheel was fixed at 90 horsepower per CMS. I don't remember what CMS is. Whereas this is only supposed to be 50 horsepower, but it actually will produce a little bit more if the water flow is fast enough. So it's producing 70 right now. Okay, we have a couple of unemployed. I did build this. Let's delete this one. Look at that one built shortly. Did I mark all these trees over here too? I did. Okay, good. Ooh, there's one right there though. Mark the tree. And we can delete this one too. And then this path is kind of irrelevant. I'll leave it there for now though. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so I'll leave it alone. Let's see. Carrots are doing well enough. Berries are doing quite well. This box will be full of berries in no time. We're filling this one up with planks, I think, right? Yeah, planks. So we're going to have to, do something else with storage eventually, but for now that'll work. Maybe we could work on potatoes. Let me see here. No, we should work on that other dam. In addition to dams, there are levees, which block water completely. Floodgates, which are adjustable. And then double height floodgates, adjustable still, triple height. And then we can get into explosives and other fun things like that. Dirt excavator. Oh, that's new. Golem powered. We haven't had golems before either in my series, since I played it. Dirt pile. Terraforming station. Oh, employs golems. It plays terrain blocks. Okay. And then terrain blocks. Interesting. We'll definitely have to get into all that eventually. So there. And then, again, you have to put path across these if you want them to be part of a path. Otherwise, you can build on them too. So you can actually build... If you wanted to, you could build a bunch of dams and then build or whatever, and then build over the river, which is not actually a bad idea. I think I did it before in my my second series on the Meander, I think it's called, map. Excuse me again. But if you want the town to extend across the dam, you have to use paths. This is beyond the edge of the town, so... Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. We don't have a path here. There. There it is. Okay. The line here goes red the further out you are from the town center. So keep that in mind a little bit as you're expanding things and building things and whatnot. You kind of want to stay as much as you can in the green area, but it's a pretty good size range, so it's not a big deal. And I think we could work our way down here with a path at least, so we can be ready to cut to the birches if the time comes. And that's still within the red, so we're okay. Let's put up another inventor. I think we have 3 unemployed people, and I think we could use some science faster. So we'll go there. Okay, good. to make sure it was able to be connected or is connecting there properly. There are other new science type things here too that we're going to have to take a look at eventually. Ooh, this is where you make the golems. Nice. We'll look at that eventually. It's a long way off, I think. And then we can decide, excuse me again, if we want to harvest the chestnuts for wood, or if we want to harvest them for chestnuts. And I think it might make sense to harvest them for chestnuts. So at least for now, let's deselect this area for trees, or except for that one spot right there. And we'll put a harvester out here, one of these gatherers. Actually, we can get rid of this gatherer too, can't we? Yes, we can. Goodbye. Okay, lots of unemployed. Let's see. Stuff to do. We could do some more farming. Yeah, I think we should do some more farming. They're kind of bored-ish. Like, they're picking carrots as they come, but they're kind of bored-ish. So let's plant some potatoes. Actually, let's plant a couple of sunflower seeds, too, just so we can see what they do. But I don't know what they do, so let's just do, like, maybe 4 rows of potatoes here. 4 times, I didn't even count what that was. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. That's 48 plots of potatoes. Each one will give us 1 potato every 6 days, but potatoes are not edible raw. We have to cook them in a grill, and 1 potato plus 0.1 logs every minute gives us 4 baked potatoes, which is interesting. And there's chestnuts. I see that icon, and I don't know what the third one is. But the chestnuts, 1 chestnut gives us 2 roasted chestnuts, I'm assuming. And then that one, spatterdock, is also grillable. I don't know what spatterdock is, though. But we have to plant it, of course, underwater. It requires the aquatic farmhouse. And then it unlocks those. So we have to unlock the aquatic farmhouse first. Let's give this a little bit more priority, so they do that before they work on this dam. Because this dam isn't actually essential like this one was. So I'd rather have them work on the research than this. But they've already got 1 part done, and the other one's half ready to go. But see how fast they plant? That's also the other reason why I like to have the planting be a higher priority than the harvesting, because they can plant super fast. The harvesting takes actually some time, and they need to get to harvesting on those carrots, but that's fine. You have them plant real quick first, and then they'll get to harvesting. But you can see how long it takes to harvest versus plant. So for that split second that it takes them to plant, I don't know why you would do priority on harvesting. All right, so we now have 2 unemployed. We have 2 science going. They're making 1 science every hour, and there are 16 working hours in the day. What does that do? Oh, that hides the water, yeah. This is just the transparency. We are doing quite well. Quite well enough, at least. I should probably put another forester up over here, so we can plant some trees over here. Put it on this side of the road. Oh, how did that happen? No. Forester, please. Right there. And then we can mark some of this, and I think we'll just do pines over here. That should be fine. Plant trees, pines, like this. I probably will take out some of the berries here as well. For now, that's good, though. And let's mark, I planted this one extra here. Mark that. And then we can irrigate eventually over here too. We have a couple things for irrigation. There's an irrigation tower. The beavers will have to keep it stocked with water, but it has like a circle of influence that it will keep irrigated. So we could potentially put one of those up here, for example, and then run a road out there and have a tree harvester out there collecting those. The stream gauge just measures the depth of the stream or any water, and the flow rate too. And then the mechanical water pump pumps water up one side and discharges it on the other. Oh. Interesting. That's new, I think. I'm pretty sure. But that takes metal plates there. That's a long way off yet. think, yeah, those are planks, so that's not bad. We're going to need to do gears sometime soon, too. That's here under wood. There's a gear workshop. Maybe time to do that when we get to 100. That might be the next thing to do. We should also have a grill staged out here, too. I forgot. Put it right there across from the farm. Maybe. Wait a minute. Wait, maybe. Maybe. Let's see here. If I said that I wanted to put... I don't know what I want to put here yet, but some 2, 1, 2, and then a road. Let's move the... let's move this over by one more tile. Grill over by one more tile. Right there. And they'll get to that eventually as well. May have to give it priority. These take 6 days, though. So, and I think, what was it? Was it 3 food for every potato? So, 6 days for 3 food, basically, which is enough to feed 1.5 beavers per day. So, we need 6 plots to feed 1.5 beavers. Or 4 plots to feed a beaver, basically. But remember, they're also eating carrots, they're also eating berries. So, they can fall back on other things. And the berries are full, by the way. Delicious. Let's do path here. Like that, even though they won't close it off. We'll do that too. Sadly, I won't be able to do anything with that until I can actually get dynamite. But we can put in a couple more warehouses here too if we wanted. I should potentially put in a builder post. Where are those at? Here? The hauling post. There's the builder's hut. That's also 100. Gears are 100. Metal we don't need just yet. We don't need the high power shaft. Windmills would be nice, I suppose. Because then we'd at least have a source of power. Gravity battery stores energy surplus and gives it back when its network is underpowered. Interesting. Yeah, that takes metal, so it doesn't matter, but that's interesting. We looked at that a little. Maybe we should unlock the shower. Yeah, let's unlock the shower first. Yes, please. The shower is one of the other new features, I guess. Let's put one in right there. It needs a road to it. Here, please. And I'm going to put I have room for another one later. This gives the basic need of wet fur. One visitor at a time. Let's boost that priority a little bit too. And maybe we'll put this one... Actually, we'll put that one at 2. We'll put this one at 1 for the construction. And then they'll work on those before they work on the dam. But I'm going to put more warehouses back here. That's what I was getting at there. I suppose I could do a staircase here and a staircase here and go up and over. It's kind of wasteful, but on the other hand, it's kind of fun too. How much do those cost? Yeah, let's do it. We got plenty of wood, plenty of planks. We'll do it because it's ridiculous. That reason and only that reason. Oops. There. But I'm not going to give them any priority on it. Alright, so we built the shower. So they are showering. I guess this can handle maybe 1 beaver every hour. So we will eventually want more, but for now I think that's fine. We have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 21. No recipe selected. Good. Okay, we need to grill potatoes. These should be ready to go in a couple more days. I'm going to pause it for now. We don't need the worker in there. And let's build the hauling post here. And then I want to put in right here. Put a road, of course, across there. And the haulers just get... they get a carrying capacity bonus. So if you can get people to do hauling from this building, you want to do it, basically. Because they'll just get to carry twice as much stuff. And they're eating the berries. That's good. There aren't any carrots left over. That's okay. And we'll get to the potatoes shortly. I suppose we could stage out a couple more of these as well. And then I'm going to do allowed none, and they'll get to them when they get to them. Let's do the priority on this too. Get those planks delivered, and that way we can do some foresting over here. Because they're actually just about out of logs over here too. But they are cutting. It's kind of funny. You can see these rings too, where the trees will come to, you know, maturity. You are still delivering there. Oh, okay, that's done already. All right, you can get to planting then. And you can also set priorities on these too, as to what you want them to plant first, or maintain the planting of first. But since they're only really planting one thing here, then I don't really care. You can see that sometimes the water wheels slowed way down. I don't know what causes that with the flow of the water. You would think it'd be pretty consistent, but it's not. It could be me jacking with it. With this, it's causing the flow to path to change. That's definitely a possibility. But they definitely mess with the flow of the river a little bit here. Decorations, you get the aesthetics bonuses and stuff like that here, but I'll do those later. Monuments are way later. They're very expensive. Material on the materials cost 200 logs, for example, but also on the science cost 1,000 science for those. Well-being though, medical bed we'll have to have eventually. Somebody will get injured eventually, other than their teeth, of course. Shrine, this is all spirituality stuff. A Lido deck, a temple, and these are all going to require, some of these are going to require advanced materials. A healer, that requires metal, carousel, and mud bath. Mud bath requires, is that dirt? Units of dirt, I think. And the carousel, that requires metal as well. So I think we can probably focus our science on possibly the builder's hut. That lets you, either put builders out a little bit further, say over here if we wanted. And it also allows you to just to have more builders than these four, who are kind of builders and other workers. Housing, the mini lodge is only one inhabitant, but it's also I think it's 1x2 building, or maybe it's only 1x1. Actually, it's 2 stories tall, I think. So it's like, I think it's 1x1 and 2 tall, but it only houses one person. So it's a little bit more dense in terms of ground real estate, but it requires 2 height blocks, so maybe not a good idea. The double lodge is a little misleading. It houses 6 people. It is exactly twice the size of one of these. It's the same square 2x2, but it's also 2 high. But the door is on the picture here is on the ground floor. But the door on this lodge is not on the ground floor. It's on the upper floor. So be careful when you do this. One of the kind of fun places to put these is actually in the river. So like maybe right here, and we could do this later when I want to unlock them. But like right here, you could put one in, and since the door's on the second floor, you just run a road out here, and you put a road in front of it, and they live basically down in the river, which is kind of a fun thing to do. And I think the triple lodge is the same. The door is also on the second floor. So they should really change these icons to make them match the way the building works, because that's misleading and it messes me up every time. I start a new. If I don't actually remember that particular feature. Once they get this done, those 3 people will go work there as haulers. There are a couple more planks there. This dam is finished. That's good. So now what'll happen is the water will back up behind this dam, up into here as well. And again, you still have your evaporation or absorption mechanic, but the water will back up here, and that stuff that's all there will still be viable and growing. However, we don't have anybody out here to harvest it yet, we'll have to expand our community out to there yet. The nearest metal, I think, is this metal way back here, which could be a place to expand to, especially if we do some irrigation. There's also metal down here, which I've used before. Where else do we have metal at? Up here, that could be a reasonable spot. Let's see here. Metal there. And I also saw this, which is a new thing since the last time I played. Underground ruins, which you also can get metal scraps out of it. Whatever humans were doing down there, it sure required lots of metal. And there's a few of those scattered around the map. There's one there. We're coming up on another drought too, by the way. That was the ticking you heard. I think it's like 8 ticks. Something like that. I think I saw a third or fourth one. There's a third one. There's lots of metal scattered around the map, though, so if we do need to, gather more, we can gather more. This is actually a really, really big map. And when I played on this map the last time, I didn't use hardly any of it. I do plan on using a bit more of it now. Alright, so let's see. We store up now enough water, 60 units of water, which is enough for 30 adult beaver days. We have 16 adults and 3 children. So we have 2 vacancies, so you must have a couple of deaths. Oh, here. Right, these ones. Never mind. Those vacancies, this thing starts with 5 worker spots. And how close are these potatoes, by the way? Actually, let's pull one more out of there. And we'll be ready to go with the grill when the potatoes start coming in. And then we'll have crazy amounts of food. We won't have to worry about anything. Maybe. And eventually I will probably remove some more of these berries because we're not going to need them as we start growing more and more food. And like I said, the berries are crappy for their yield. 3 berries every 12 days. That means you need to have 8 berry bushes per beaver to support them. That's a lot. So they built these. I think we'll allow carrots in one of them. And we'll allow grilled potatoes in one of them. There we go. Here comes the potatoes. Yay. Just in time. But I also just noticed, speaking of time, the time. And we're through another episode. We have another drought coming in about the same amount of time as before. So yeah, we made it basically a whole year, a whole cycle, which I think is that only 12 days? 15 days. No, 18. Must be at least 17 days, maybe 18 days. We made it through basically a whole other cycle because we were at about day 12 or 13 in cycle 1. But we'll be back again tomorrow for another episode where we will figure out the next thing to expand into. It looks like it might have to be putting a lumberjack flag over here to collect some more logs. That's probably not a bad plan. Or we can do some other kinds of expansion. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.